Welcome back from that break, and this is a spotlight with Messi. Like I earlier said, now let's get to talk about the backings of the state governors on the tax reform bill, the President Bola Tinubu's tax reform bill. Now, to discuss that with me this evening is Abdul Hamid, I beg your pardon, Abdul Hamid Dankiako, who is the former Northeast coordinator of the APC. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. I am honored. Now, the Tinubu tax reform bill seemed to see the light of the day. You know, there was so much debate around it before now, and finally, the state governors have given their backing. So, how does that make you feel? Because I know you're one of those who actually opposed that bill, I would say.
Well, Messi, I'm not fully against it. But mine is that...
But you're partially against it.
Partially against it because of the policies. And mine is that the administration appears to be in a hurry to pass the bill into law. Why are they in a haste? Why are they in a hurry?
You know, repeatedly you've talked about being in a hurry. So when do you... And again, I asked, what do you mean be in a hurry? And when do you think is the best time to, you know...
Beautiful. We have to analyze that. That is the reason why National Orientation Agency have to come back and reorient Nigerians to make them understand from different denominations, from states level to local government level, for Nigerians to understand, to read the bill, to understand the bill. Nigerians should understand. We have local people that doesn't even understand it from the point of the federal government, and we should analyze it in a way where state governors will going to make it through the rural community areas. For every Nigerian will understand that, okay, this is going to give us a head go. This will going to help us. This will going to make our economy stronger in the nearest future. But then why are we in a hurry in order to make it into law before Nigerians understand? Mine is that, okay, we have common Nigerians that does not even understand what the tax reform bill is all about. So we all have to focus on one thing. The first question that the masses are asking is, who is reforming who? Who is benefiting from that? Who is going to get what? And the tax reform, I understand there are other places that are more better. I understand that, yeah, it's okay for Nigerian to reform our system. But in which capacity? I thought it's going to be periodical. So that we'll now say, okay, fine, from so period to so period. Let us give it about 5 years, understanding it, increasing it in a little by little, smaller in position. But we can't just make the 7.5% to 50%. It doesn't go that way. They remove the subsidy at a go in 100%. The question is, are Nigerians benefiting from the fuel subsidy? What are we benefiting? And now you are saying that you are reforming like tax reform. Who is reforming who? What are we gaining from it? Then Nigeria will now start asking questions. From primary schools to secondary school, teachers should tell Nigerians, should tell their students that this is the reason why Tinubu's administration is trying to reform Nigeria in a particular, like in a systematic way, for us to have a better school education, for us to have good roads, infrastructure development, and roads and hospitals. But then, where is the subsidy money going? Okay. Who is benefiting from the subsidy that they have removed? Where is the subsidy money? Or can they explain to Nigeria, okay, fine, we've removed subsidy, and then this is what we've achieved from the subsidy we've removed from Nigerians. And then the masses have gained this from it. They've removed subsidy. Yet, the price of food, commodities in the market is in 100%. It's like first 180. So, why are we talking about tax reform? Why can't we not reform our system first? Okay, fine, we've removed subsidy. The subsidy money, 50% is going to healthcare facilities and education in Nigeria. That all Nigerians, from wherever you come from, that is everything that I said. The main reason I said there is no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. We are all equal. So every Nigerian needs to go to school. A girl child should go to school free in Nigeria, because we've bite them in this hand, and then we are blowing it in another way. So that Nigerians should go to school. Then we now understand that, okay, fine, the removal of subsidy is a good driven way that has given us a head go that we've achieved in a way where some other people are not being able to go to school, but now Nigerians are getting it more easier. How food in the market before Tinubu's administration, before he came in, how much is the bag of rice today, then and today? In every different denomination, I have traveled at least in small places that I know that there are places that they have subsidy in food. If you go to Saudi Arabia, Dubai, it's 1 dirham, one plastic of water. But today, 150, 200 naira per bottle water. How much is Coke? How much is Fanta? So are we going to be suppressing those company owners in order to put the burden on the local Nigerians, common Nigerians? So I'm not against the tax reform, but what I'm saying is that can it be periodical, phrase by phrase? Okay, fine, we're going to do this in order for Nigerians to understand the reason why we're going this way. But it shouldn't be because we wanted to suppress another region or another people in order to make other people more comfortable. Because if you're talking about this, there are others that will benefit more, as I earlier said it the last time I came here. So they said, okay, we are going to do this, and then the tax reform will not going to it wouldn't affect the food commodities in the market. It's not true. If I'm paying tax in different denomination, different sectors, and we are transporting the food through maybe fuel, through aircraft, through cargoes, it's going to affect our food in the market. And do we have a price control in the market right now? Do we have an organization, an office that is looking into price control?
Absolutely no.
The Tinubu's administration, when he was asked, he said he wants a free trade zone, open market. So everybody will now make it, okay, fine, I'm selling a book that is meant to be sold at 20 naira, I can make it 200 naira. And then nobody will ask me. Because this is the policy of this administration, capitalism, capitalist administration. And capitalist administration usually make sure that their own people benefit more from their policies. That is the reason of capitalism. You capitalize on, okay, fine, you are generating money from different sectors of government, but then you now imply it to common people in the country. That is the reason why in the UK they now said tax is high in different places, but then they have free education. They have free health care facilities in other hospitals, government hospitals. They have 911 if they have an emergency. So do we have an emergency number right now that is highly effective in Nigeria? Can you travel without, your mom will be happy that yes, you're on your way, on the road traveling without calling you because she is afraid?
Okay, viewers, at this point our phone lines are now open for you to call in to give your thoughts or your contribution. Listening to all that you've said, the government say that taking it one step at a time and be one step, but then is it right to say congratulations? Is it something to be to be, should I use the word congratulations? Because is it worth to say congratulations?
Well, the whole thing is just one thing, that the state governors have correlated themselves and understand that, okay, fine, they have understood, maybe they've been able to go through it, the tax reform bills. But there are amendments, there are some additions, but even at that, the state governors cannot make decisions. State House of we have National Assembly members, we have House of Representatives, we have senators. They are the one to sit down and check and balance the situation, and then they will now sit and debate it before it will now be approved into law.
Okay, but then you were one of those who had issues with the sharing formula, and according to the development of the agreement reached by the state governors. It has been, the reversed VAT sharing formula. It says 50% goes to equality and 30% goes to derivation, while 20% is based on population. That is according to the new developments, an agreement reached by the state governors. But then I'm wondering, do you think this meets the yearnings of ordinary Nigerians?
That is the problem. That is the debate of why I was discussing it or saying it all through, that common Nigerians are meant to understand what the tax reform is all about. Because the state governor cannot make a decisions for Nigerians, cannot make a decision. It's debatable. It's something that it should be open to Nigerians. Strict questioning. For us to understand, for all Nigerians to feel that they have given their own contributions. For all Nigerians to understand that, okay, fine, they've asked us a question and we've understood how the sharing formula is. It's not just about, sometimes we shouldn't just push everything to the federal government. Tinubu's administration has been given state governors a huge amount of money. What are they doing with the money? I've given an instance of Niger State Governor. He's back into agriculture. He's really into agriculture. He is supporting all local farmers in order to have something to do, for them not to fold their arms and continue being beggars. But state governors need to create an ideas of how to generate revenue within the state. They shouldn't be relying on the federal government. What are they doing with the security vote every day? Is it all the states having Boko Haram or having IPOB or having Niger Delta Avengers or... No.
You just mentioned about the state government, creating job opportunities. But those are one of the items many Nigerians think the tax reform bill, has in it.
Thank you so much. The reason why some other people are against it is just because Tinubu's administration is only favoring a particular area. Because headquarters...
Which particular area exactly?
I'm talking about Lagos, Ibadan, because the headquarters of all Toyil, pharmaceutical organization, banking sectors, all the headquarters of banks are in Lagos. So if I told you earlier, I said, okay, fine, if I'm going to make maybe like something in the bank here in Abuja, it will reflect in Lagos. And then why can't the place that I'm making a transaction benefit from the business that I am doing, that I did in the bank? It shouldn't go to Lagos for Lagos to benefit more. So, but God, for good will make it that they have already, removed that. That wherever once did his transaction, the place should benefit from it.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why state governors will now going to get the VAT, get the tax in order to build schools, build roads, build facilities. But the problem is just one thing, that, a whole lot of things will be more into those areas that have bigger companies, like Port Harcourt, Chevron, Shell, and other Ajip. They are into existence. So they should give River State their own state tax, and then they remit the national one from to all Nigerians. Because refinery does not mean it belongs to Port Harcourt. So Port Authority does not mean that because it's in Lagos, it belongs to Lagos. It belongs to Nigeria. But they will benefit from the tax from the Port Authority. And employment from Lagosians to port. And employment from rivers, delta, and other places that the locals will be given an opportunity to have job. You understand? So that is the reason why when you are given this information, you should make sure that your locals understand what the tax is all about. But it shouldn't be because you just sit down and analyze and make things to yourself, and then wanted to his former commissioners, former boys at the head of the Minister of Finance is Tinubu's boy. The chairman FIRS is Tinubu's boy.
You seem to have a problem with that.
Yes.
You have a problem with that.
Because the reason is one thing, that when he was in Lagos, they were the one that created the situation of where tax will be remitting from all angles.
Okay.
And today they're affecting it in Nigeria, the whole of the country. People like I'm always talking about this.
But then, you know, looking at the dust that arose during the debate around the tax reform bill, do you think this is one of the reasons why, especially the governors from the north, you know, kicked against it?
Let me tell you something. It's not just about,
because they're also from the north. So.
It's not about the north. I'm talking about. I'm talking for Nigerians. I said there is no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. We are all equal. I have seen Igbos that are more industrious than every Nigerian. I have seen Yorubas that are more focused in educational system than all Nigerians, than many Nigerians. And I've seen politicians that make decisions in the northern people, in the northern section, northerners that make decisions for Nigerians. Not for a particular people. But what I'm saying is that there is no how an Igbo man will going to be in Innewi, work for Nigerians, pay tax, do his business, do everything without electricity. He generated his own electricity, maybe through solar or through wind or through sunlight, and then today he will be remitting it to some people. His state should benefit from it. The northern people, I'm saying this, I've said this to our governors, that we have a vast land of land, that why can't we use solar or sunlight in order to generate power? We have wind in the northern area. Why can't they use that wind in order to generate power? They shouldn't just be relying on the federal government. And we have seen so many Igbos that are doing solar panels right now in Nigeria, made in Nigeria. Why can't we come together, support our Nigerian people in order to make it more easier for Nigerians? But today we want to go to London for hospital, what do you call, hospital enjoyment, because some other people are just traveling abroad. If you have some Igbo people who are going to do a whole lot of things for Nigerians, we know them. So it's not just about the northern people, it's about, because we've allowed, they build the refinery with cocoa, with cotton, with granite pyramid and everything. They build the refineries. The refineries belongs to Nigeria. The infrastructure of Abuja does not belong to northern people. Abuja belongs to Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba and other tribes. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So exactly. It doesn't, it's not just about the northern part, but the sharing formula shouldn't be suppress other people and make other people happy. So that was the reason why some of the northern people are saying, we are not going to agree with that. Until when he now sit down and realize and analyze and think that, okay, there are things he will omit, which he did. But their decision is not going to be the final decision. We have representatives, 774 local government of Nigeria need to be aware of this and need to be thought of what the tax reform is all about. 774 local government is not 36 governors that will go to sit down because they have an agreement with the president. No, there are Lagosians that are living in Lagos that are suffering. So they should understand, they should benefit from what we are talking about. It's not about Lagos, South, North. No. I'm not discussing about North. I'm discussing this, you're particularly talking about the North, because even the last time you said this, it's not about the North. It's about Nigeria. If I will travel to Akwa Ibom State and feel that, okay, fine, what they are benefiting is reflecting on their own individuals, I will be so happy. Because I can go to university in different places in Nigeria, because I'm a Nigerian. But there is no how a single individual, because he only know how to tap from Nigerian, how to suppress Nigeria, how to get money from Nigeria. Let us build industries. Where is the money? I ask you a question as a presenter, social media commentator. Tell me, where is the subsidy money going since they've removed the subsidy?
This is the same question we've been asking the government here also on air. You know, not just about RTG House.
At least they shouldn't be talking about VAT and tax. They should tell us what they did with that, and for them to win us our minds.
But you're a member of the APC, so maybe
if I'm a member of APC, I'm a Nigerian. I should, if it's not everything I will agree with them. If PDP did wrong thing, I will say it. I'm not saying that APC did make a wrong decision. But what I'm saying is that they should explain to Nigerians what their administration is doing, what their administration is making in order for Nigerians to benefit from. That is what I'm saying. Our administration, yes, I work for APC. I'm an APC member. It doesn't mean I should just fold my arms and follow their decisions. I quite agree with some of the what do you call the decisions here, but there are other ones that I would not agree with. From 7.5% to 15%, it's too much.
Which goes from 7.5% to 16%?
You see, now they said the VAT rate is increased. Bill has increased the VAT rate from 10 in 25.
Okay, yes, yes, it went from 7.5 to 10.
2025 to 12.5 in 2026, 2027 to 2028 and 2029. Then it will be 15%. This is what they were asking, if they were going to make it periodical. It shouldn't be just at a go 15%, but it should be at least in the phrases for Nigeria not to feel the pain too much. Because as soon as now you said, okay, fine, we are paying the tax, we are going to remit this, we are going to do this. Let me tell you something, go to market, you will cry. Because it will hit the market. Nobody is, okay, fine, when you were asking about why is it that the northern people are, there is no fuel for northern Nigeria. There is no rice for northern Nigeria. There is no medical facilities for northern Nigeria. Nigerians are suffering, whether you're about or Igbos. I was in Lagos is it last week? Yesterday I was in Niger on Saturday. Sorry. So we are Nigerians. We are discussing this for Nigerians. We have young, vibrant Nigerians that should be given opportunity to discuss this in the table. It shouldn't be just because within 2-3 months somebody will just make a decision in his parlor and he now calls some members and period. No.
All right, I want to get your reaction on the sharing formula, which some states have seen some increase. Like you talk about Kwara went from 5.9 billion naira to 7.7 billion naira, and some other states like Niger went from 6.72 billion naira to 8.9 billion naira. But there are two states, majorly two states that is kind of look like affected, which is Lagos State and River State. So Lagos State, which initially used to get 43 billion naira, will now be getting 21 billion naira, and now River State, which usually get 18 billion naira, will now go from 18 billion naira to 11 billion naira. So is this where would you say this is where now the equality comes? Does it balance the equation of all these back and forth arguments and debates around it?
That is the reason why I came with this, because I've read this. I didn't even know that you're going to call me. The sharing formula right now, it's a bit balanced.
It's a bit balanced.
Yes, it's a bit balanced, not 100% balanced. Because let me tell you something. You and I knew that every import that is coming must go through Lagos and Rivers.
Okay.
Especially Lagos. It means if something is going to Kano, something is going to Newi, something is going to Enugu, it must go through Lagos. It means Lagos is benefiting from our own Igbo brothers that are trading in Newi. So why should they want to suffer, like make it more suppressing to them before? But today you see that it has balanced. And second, you didn't even mention this. States that maybe you will make a transaction with GT Bank in Enugu State. Where you make your transaction will benefit from it. But at first, you make a transaction in Newi or Enugu State, then Lagos State will benefit from it as well, which is wrong. Enugu's people work hardly in order and employ their own people, and it's remitting their money to Lagos. It doesn't make sense. So it's the same thing we are talking about. If you go to the Kano people that are trading from Sabongari, their goods are coming from Lagos State. But there are things that will not going to be unveiled until they go to Kano State. So, but it wouldn't be remitted to Lagos. Today, Kano State will benefit from it. But
all right, give me a moment. I think we have someone here. Hello, good evening. If you can hear me, good evening. Sorry, you might have to call us back. But again, I get your points clearly. But do you think this settles the dust between and the echoes that have been going on between the executive and the state governors?
Thank you so much. I'd like this question because the state governors are going to get something. But what about the common Nigeria? I'm more worried about Nigerians. I'm not worried about the governors. The governors have been getting money from the federation account. What are they doing with the money? I just give you an instance of state governor, Niger State. He is putting infrastructure from different places. I'm not from Niger. I'm not campaigning for him. But today I'm celebrating the young man. But there are states that are not doing anything, but they are getting money from the federation account. And I'm not going to blame Tinubu on that, because Tinubu has been giving them opportunities from different denominations. But the whole thing is that the common Nigerian will suffer it most, because if you increase his business tax, how do you want him to do it? He will increase it in food commodity. He will increase it if you're buying Panadol 20 naira today, it will be 100. If you go to pharmaceutical organization, because they are going to put the pressure on the pharmaceutical organization, then if you're going to pharmacy or chemist to buy something, it will be high. Friso cream, baby's cream that we normally used to buy from 3,700 today is 15,000. I bought it in Jos. Nowhere to we can't even get it in Abuja. Something of 3,700, 15,000, just one team.
Again, there are so many questions on the lips of Nigerians, and which is the effect of this particular tax reform bill. Because we wonder, talking about how will this tax reform bill survive in a holistic environment. Now, according to that's Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, between 2023 to 2024, about 767 companies, manufacturing companies, have either left Nigeria or shut down. And now, this is companies that are, if they are functioning, there is the taxes should be made. Their taxes or the company taxes should be made from their employment as well. So, but then again, the thing is, this tax reform bill, is it going to survive under this environment?
Let me tell you something. That is the reason why I'm even 80% against it. Because PZ of Nigeria, Bata Nigeria have moved back to Ghana. There is no how an investor wants to come and invest and you are killing him before coming in. There is no how somebody is coming to employ your people, to give them job creation, and then you are suppressing the man, putting so much burden on him. While he's going to give you employment, he's going to pay the employees, he's going to pay tax, he's going to... What are you saying? So that is the reason why there are so many companies that move back to Ghana from Nigeria. And the market is in Nigeria. And our people have to go to Ghana in order to get it back to Nigeria. And how much do you think that will cost? It's the same thing. The same suffering. So it's the same thing that people are smuggling rice from Cameroon back to Nigeria. It's more cheaper than for you to buy the local rice in Nigeria. The local rice is sometimes about 80 to 100 to 90,000. The what do you call? I think foreign rice is about 120,000. How do you want Nigerians to survive? What do you want them to eat? Give them an enabling environment. Give them security. Create an environment for Nigerians in order to go back to farming. You are giving security operatives, army, trillions. But today you can't go to farm. You can't go to your farmland to unfarm. Go to southeastern Nigeria. Now the Igbo people are saying, sit at home. If you come out, they flog you, they kill you. You can't go and trade in the particular days in Nigeria. Do we have security? If you are doing this, make sure that Nigerians are free in order to have their own day-to-day activities. Even if you are not going to give them an environment, if you are not going to give them at least basic health care or basic schools, if you are not going to, but give them environment for which they can go out and do their daily activities. But the problem here is, who is suppressing who? Who is supporting who? Who is getting the tax? Well, okay, fine. What are we going to benefit from the tax? Because you said some certain states will benefit from it. Why can't the federal government go back to their drawing board? We have former colleges of education. We have command secondary schools. We have government girls secondary schools. Why can't the federal government go back to their drawing board and make a reverse in order to have those schools back? We have teachers colleges, but we are giving back that money to state governors, because they will just fund it, and then EFCC will call them after when they are out, and they will just give maybe make a decision and have a plea bargain. Who is killing who? Who is confusing who? So the problem is, Tinubu should not allow the governors to confuse him. For me,
you think the governors are confusing?
Because why do they say no before, but today they are agreeing?
Because they've
come to towns.
They've come to towns, and they needed, they make adjustments.
The beautiful thing is that the governors should come together, coalesce themselves, sit down, the whole governors, not the APC governor, make a press briefing that this is what states are going to get. This is the reason why we said no before, and these are the reasons why we are accepting it today. For Nigerians to be clear. They just said that we accepted Tinubu's decision. Does it make sense? Because they're getting billions.
So you think even after the recent developments on the tax reform bill, the state governors are, you think their intentions are not so...
What intentions? Pure? If you're a governor, state governor, you have liberty, you have places in order to make things more easier. I just give you an instance. Sometimes when people are saying that the young men should be given opportunity, we've given a former governor of Niger State, Abu Lolo, and Yahya Bello. What did they do in their states? I'm sorry, but the problem, I'm not blaming any, but what I'm saying is that if really you'll be given, what they were accusing him of squandering billions, and yet they said that we are looking for Yahya Bello. He refuses the security agencies an opportunity to see him. Do you think that if they wanted to arrest him, he will be unavailable? No, because there are some I don't know. I don't want to go about that. It's about Nigeria. Let's talk Nigeria. What are they going to do with that money? Federal government should allocate certain amount in education. Federal government should allocate certain amount into health. At least Nigerian will go to hospital and have malaria treatment free. At least young boys and girls will go to primary and secondary school free. At least we know that, okay, they've done something. I'm still going to ask a question. If our callers we're going to call, let them ask questions of where is the subsidy money going? What is the federal government doing with the money? At least they should explain to Nigerians. At least we should know before we now discuss the tax reform bill. What are you reforming? While Nigerians are
taxes.
Taxes, you are reforming taxes. Messy people are hungry. Messy people cannot afford to pay their medical bills. They cannot afford to go to school, cannot afford to even do business. If we have a conducive environment, I just give you an instance that barter and just PZ.
But the president has assured Nigerians that all these are
assurance. We've seen Buhari,
which is actually your administration, because you're a member of the administration. You were,
yes.
You're no longer part of APC.
I said during Buhari's administration he was reassuring Nigerians, and today.
Okay, let me use the word. You're still a member of the ruling.
Yes. Yes.
So the thing is, your party.
It's not about party. I'm talking
about the presidential decision. Of course, is still under your administration.
Under Nigerian administration. Right now, we are not in a political time.
Hello, good evening. Glad to have you with us on the show.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you. The resourceful person in the studio there. I really appreciate you. He's a complete Nigerian.
Okay.
It's somebody, people like him that we need. My name is Lucky Okobi from Benin.
All right.
I love him, and he speaks Nigerian.
Okay.
He didn't speak in any platforms respect. He talks Nigerian. He speaks Nigerian. Where is the subsidy? guys come out to tell Nigeria, this is what we are going to use the subsidies for. The tax reform is for who? Nigeria today, some people are above the law. Like for instance of that Yahaya Bello he quoted. Yahaya Bello was a very young, vibrant man before he was elected as a governor. But he misused the opportunity. He put some people to difficulty. He made some people to die in that state. We have numerous. See, you are a successful person there. I love him. I really don't even know how to appreciate him because he has spoke all that Nigerians have to give. He didn't speak on behalf of any tribe at all. He spoke about Nigeria. He talked much about Nigeria, and this is what Nigeria needs. We need that kind of a thing. We need that kind of a person. Somebody who can speak the minds of Nigerians. Why are we dying? Look at what is today, tomorrow. Petrol price will be 10 tomorrow, will be 10 naira tomorrow. Today it will be 1 naira tomorrow. Next tomorrow, other people will bring a tragic that we don't understand the technique that will convince the whole Nigeria. Look at whole schools, our sharpest schools. No good education again. People cannot go to farming because of problems. People can look at the talk in a touch about the billions sent to the security. What are they doing with this money? The money have been converted to their personal use and they don't care about Nigeria. Look at the suffering that we are passing through now. No any Nigerian is happy today. Nobody is happy. So I thank him for speaking, outspoken person. May God will guide him and protect him wherever he is.
Amen. Thank you so much for your contribution and have yourself a wonderful evening. All right. So I was asking,
Yes.
Your candidate.
My candidate, my candidate
has assured Nigerians that these are baby steps.
Yes.
We don't know when it's going to end actually, but he has said these pains Nigerians are going through now are baby step. And maybe you members of the APC or should have a better explanation of when this baby step and baby pain is going to end.
Thank you so much. Right now, yes, I have supported him. The first phrases of what we're going about is that all Nigerians thought that he's a man that has it all. What we are looking at is that we're looking for somebody that have the capacity.
So in essence, you're saying you're disappointed.
No, I'm not disappointed. But what I'm saying is I'm fully against some of his decisions here on the tax reform. I'm not against everything. But some of his decisions, I'm against some of his decisions. And because I supported Bola Tinubu doesn't mean I shouldn't say that some of his decisions are wrong or are not right. No, when things are not okay, at least I should be open. So what I'm saying is that his decisions, the reason why I supported him, the reason why I'm in APC, it doesn't mean it's not different from other parties. Some APC members defect to PDP, some PDP members defect to NNPP, some are in Labour Party. So it's not just about party, it's about individual. We should reform ourselves. We should reform our senses. We should reform our systems and homes before reforming Nigeria, before reforming local government and even states. Back to reforming Nigeria. So we should be thoughtful and mindful of what are we doing to Nigerians, because Nigerians are in situation. Nigerians are crying. I've seen Nigerians that can't afford to buy to 1 square meal. And today you are saying that those people should pay tax, and you are saying that no, because they are commoners, because they don't earn so amount. It's not true.
They are exempted. We have one last caller here before we sign out. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. You have 60 seconds. Your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Buhari from Niger State.
Buhari from Niger State. Glad to have you on the show.
Yes. I want to talk.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Hello? Mr. Buhari from Niger State. Are you there? Well, you might have to call us back. So one more question before we go. What do you make out of what has become the back and forth of before now? Do you think the National Assembly will now have a smooth, passage of the tax reform bill? Since it looks like the executive and the state governors are, have reached an agreement, because that's what we could see clearly. So do you think this will, this is like this will bring smooth passage of the bill to National Assembly?
Thank you so much. Those are some decisions, some questions of which some economics and political implications of how the formulas and how the sharing and how the tax and the VAT should go about. It shouldn't be just somebody will now sit down. This is a political and economics that sit firm and then make some decisions from all across Nigerians. I think about 11 people wrote this book.
Really?
And they are national economists. And their decisions are part of the questions of which National Assembly should look into before they now pass it into law. But let me tell you something: there are no difference in National Assembly whether you are Labour Party, whether you are APC, PDP, or ABGA. Their salaries is the same. Their packages are all the same. They embrace themselves. They hug themselves. They share the same money. So what I'm saying is that it doesn't make any difference. What I'm saying, that the only difference is that they are still going to come back to their constituents. Their constituents members should ask them of the decision they're about to make.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that word. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from, and please, you have just 60 seconds.
Is still Buhari on the line?
Okay, Buhari on the line. Please go ahead.
Yeah, from Niger State.
Okay.
The network was bad the other time I called.
Apologies.
So I want to talk about this tax reform bill of 18. But talking about it, I still want to kind of emphasize on the issue of subsidy.
Okay.
All right? Which that money my brother was talking about, there is no any tangible explanation. Ever since many people have been asking this question on the media, and government is not for once coming out to explain to Nigerians where the money is going.
Okay.
So now I want to switch to the tax reform bill. The tax reform bill, I want to assure you, even though as a Nigerian I'm hopeful that one day it will be better.
Okay.
I'm assuring you the Nigerian politicians are not ready to do the needful for the people that voted them in power. This tax reform bill, I want to tell you that if they embark on it, the same thing will apply. The way you see them not explaining anything for Nigerians about subsidy, that is what is going to happen. And I want to tell you that Nigerians are trying. Nigerians don't have any problem with payment of tax. The major problem they are having is the money they are paying is those officials going to remit it to the government, and the government at the end of the day, are they going to do what they're supposed to do with it? That is carrying out some capital project for people of Nigerians or the citizens of Nigerians that are common to enjoying those monies they are paying as tax.
All right.
This tax money they are paying, you and I know that they are meant for some capital projects, talking about education, health, water, and what of you.
All right.
To name all these things now, can you tell me single thing that Nigeria has done out of these things I mentioned?
But please, you have to round up with your thoughts. Your time is up and our time is
the
up.
The answer is no. So I believe this tax reform of 18 will not gain anything out of it.
All right.
And Nigeria shall be well.
Amen. Nigeria will be better. Nigeria will be well. Thank you very much for your contribution. I must thank you so much, Honorable Abdul Hamid, for being with me in the studio. It's been a pleasure and it's been wonderful having you around. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for giving me
viewers, this is where we draw the curtain this evening on the program. Thank you so much for sticking around with us, and thank you for watching. Until we come your way some other time, may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am Missy Emily. Have yourself a wonderful evening.